Before these were sacred offerings, they were feelings I didn't know how to name yet. Before the herbs, before the flame, before the finished offering, there was always a story. Sometimes it began as a memory, sometimes as a need, sometimes as a prayer, a wound asking for a language, a moment in the body, an initiation, an invitation, a threshold. Each one arrives like a seed, small at first, but asking to become more. Welcome to She Who Mends. At the maker's table, I don't just show you what I'm making, I show you what the offering is made of. Now that you're seated at the table, today we are making a small, intentional batch of wild heart incense. Wild heart began as one of those small but impactful seeds. It was a feeling in my chest, a remembering, a question I kept returning to. What does it mean to let the heart become alive again, without being attached to fear, doubt, and self-destruction? What does it mean to open, not because we forget what hurts us, but because we refuse to let the pain become the only thing shaping our lives? That is the core of Wild Heart. Wild Heart is not about forced softness. It's not about pretending everything is healed. It's not about being endlessly available, endlessly forgiving, and endlessly being open like a revolving door. It is about returning to the living place inside of you with more wisdom and grace than you had before. Softness, but with roots. Tenderness, but with discernment. A heart that still knows how to bloom, even after learning how to protect itself. Once the ingredients are gathered, the work changes. It becomes less about choosing what belongs in the bowl and more about listening to what the bowl is becoming. I love this part of making incense because there is a moment where everything is still separate, and then slowly, with enough patience, enough pressure, enough moisture, enough time, it starts to become one body. Lavender is usually the first ingredient for softening. Not soft in a fragile way, softening like unclenching, like the first deep breath after realizing you have been holding your body tight all day, like the moment you realize how much you've been carrying on your spirit all day and you finally unloaded. Rose is the heart speaking in a language older than explanation. I don't mean love in the shallow, pretty way. I mean love as remembrance, love as devotion, love as the part of you that still knows how to soften even after disappointment. Rose tends to carry this energy of grief as well as beauty. That is the part of why I love working with it. It does not ask the heart to pretend it has never been hurt. It simply reminds the heart that hurt was never the whole story. In Wild Heart, Rose brings the sacred ache and the sacred bloom. The willingness to feel again, not because it's easy, but because feeling is part of being alive. Jasmine brings something more sensual, more devotional. To me, jasmine reminds the body that healing is not the only work. Healing in your soul's journey is not only shadow, excavation, and discipline. Sometimes healing is beauty. Sometimes healing is pleasure. Sometimes healing is remembering that your body is not just the place that archives your pain. It is not just a vehicle to get you from point A to point B. Your body is a place where joy, happiness, pleasure, desire, and delight can take place in return again and again. This blend is also made with sandalwood, which gives the blend its bones, while white sage comes in to clear the field. I add fresh collected seasonal moon water to empower the intention and seal the energy into this blend. This is one of my favorite parts of making incense, because there is the recipe and then there's the relationship. You can measure the herbs, choose the oils, and follow the steps, but at some point, the blend has to become one body. The energy gives spirit to form, and there births the sacred offering. This is why handmade work matters so much to me. It asks for presence, for me not to rush past the part where the offering is still becoming. We are not finished things. We are living things. We are allowed to become slowly. We are allowed to need adjusting. We are allowed to need more water. We are allowed to need more breath. We are allowed to need more grounding. We are allowed to need more time. As I mix, I am not just trying to make something that smells beautiful. I am trying to create something that feels honest. Something that can sit beside someone in a quiet moment and remind them it's okay to take up space. Or during one of those days when the chest feels a little armored and the spirit is asking to come home. That is honestly what I hope Wild Heart becomes in someone's hands. Not a fix, a companion, a small ritual object that says you can return gently, you can open slowly, you can be tender, you can do this in your own time and in your own way by showing up for you in whatever empowered way that feels in line to your spirit. That part always feels sacred to me because so much of mending is just like that. At first, everything feels separate. The memory, the lesson, the ache, the desire, the fear, the prayer, the part of you that wants to move forward, and the part of you that still needs to understand. Then, little by little, something begins to integrate. Not perfectly or all at once, but enough to take shape. That is what I'm watching for here. Not just whether the incense mixture is right, but whether it's ready to become something. There is a relationship in that, a rhythm in that, a reminder that becoming requires care, but it also requires honesty. I think that there's something deeply human about that. How many times have we needed to be reshaped with gentleness? How many times have we had to begin again with the same ingredients, but a different kind of patience? This is the part of handmade work that I never want to lose. The small decisions, the adjustments, the mistakes that become information, the way your hands learn something before your mind has the words for it, the capacity to be present and enjoy the process. With Wild Heart, I wanted the making itself to carry the same lesson as the offering. A heart that can hold its shape without becoming hard. So as I roll and shape each piece, I'm thinking about that. Each piece gets placed down like a small promise that what is becoming does not have to rush. And honestly, I needed that reminder too, especially while I'm building She Who Mends. There is so much I want this space to become. So many rooms in this house, so many offerings, so many stories, so many rituals, so many gatherings. I can feel them waiting at the edges. But Wild Heart reminds me that sacred things still need time. They still need tending, still need air, still need quiet and the humility of being unfinished for just a little while. Maybe that's part of the medicine. Not just the finished incense, not just the smoke, but the willingness to stay with something while it becomes. When it comes to hand rolling incense, there is no rushing this part. The hands know immediately when I'm moving too fast, if I press too hard, if I don't give enough attention to an area, or even if I try to expect every piece to come out exactly the same. The beauty of handmade work is watching and allowing each piece to become in real time. There is something so tender in that, because so often we are taught to measure beauty by sameness. Some tell us beauty is measured in symmetry, clean lines, perfect repetition, making something look as untouched by human hands as possible. But She Who Mends is not built on untouched things. This house is built on the sacredness of touch, the sacredness of connection, the press of the palm, the slight unevenness, the evidence of care, the reminder that something can be imperfect and still be deeply intentional. When I make handmade incense, it feels like an invitation into form, a way of saying, you do not have to become all at once. You do not have to become immediately. You do not have to arrive perfectly to be worthy of being tended. Some parts need more pressure, and some need lighter hands. Some need to be rolled again. Some need to rest before they can be held. And then I remember, I'm not separate from the lesson of creation. The adornments feel like an added blessing because these do not need to be dressed up to be worthy. Because beauty is part of this ritual too. Because adornment is also a language, and it says, I see you. I honor what you are, and I honor what you are becoming. I am willing to take one more moment to make this feel loved. For Wildheart, this feels like placing flowers on an altar. Gentle, deliberate, quiet, but alive with the mark of the hands that made it. When someone receives Wildheart incense, I want them to feel that somewhere, before this incense reached them, someone sat with herbs, listened to the story, shaped it by hands, and sent it forward with intentions. When Wildheart is ready to burn, it becomes more than an incense. It becomes a companion. It becomes an experience. And that is the heart of this work. And that is the heart of She Who Mends. So this is my Wildheart. This is your Wildheart. This is all of our Wildheart in her full honesty. Not just herbs, not just smoke, not just finished pieces drying on the table, but the story they carried into form. A reminder that the heart does not have to become hard to survive. It can live on wildly. Wildheart is becoming. She Who Mends is becoming. I am becoming. And guess what? So are you. I hope that when you light Wild Heart, you feel invited back into the room of yourself, to the place that still knows how to bloom. Thank you for sitting with me at the maker's table. If you found your way here from TikTok, welcome deeper into the house. And kick off your shoes, you filthy barbarian. And if this is your first time meeting She Who Mends, I'm so glad you found your way to this little corner of the internet. And also, kick off your shoes, you filthy barbarian. But seriously, here we make slowly, we mend honestly, and we honor the sacred and the handmade. If you'd like to return to the table, subscribe and meet me here for the next Maker's Table. Until then, may you be gentle with what is still becoming.